think we better get out of here. Tide's definitely coming in. Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to the beautiful Pembrokeshire in Wales, where we've just come for a bit of a family trip away, and you join me on the beach with the L322 with the tide coming in. So due to a lot of messages and comments on what it's like to run one of these and live with one, I thought I'd do a bit of a buying advice video and my opinion on buying one of these majestic beasts. Let's go on the road, we'll talk you through it. The things I do for YouTube, imagine if it wouldn't start. So I'm going to put a few minds at rest, because there's lots of other opinions out there and we all know what a bad rap these cars get. Some of the things we go over in this video is going to be worst case scenario. Doesn't happen to every car. The first thing we're going to talk about is values and depreciation. Now, you can still pick these up, decent examples for under 10 grand, which I think is an absolute bargain for what you get. My car's probably valued at anywhere between £6,000 and £7,000. And for what you get, it's extraordinary. You get absolutely everything you'd ever need. And if you are looking at something with an autobiography badge, you are going to be looking at something, the top end of that £10,000, pushing even north of that. But this one, Vogue SE, it has everything I'd ever need. I can't see me wanting much more than what this has got. I've got a few theories on depreciation with these things. So this car was around the £60,000 mark new. So to think it's dropped that much makes it massive value for money. But why? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on why these cars depreciate so much. I've got a few theories, but it does leave me thinking quite a lot. They really are the true chameleon of the car world, these things. They just fit in anywhere they go. They'd look good outside the Savoy in London. They'd look good blasting down the beach. I had it on the beach this morning. They look good ploughing through a muddy field. They just do the job really well. So maintenance. When you go to view one of these, make sure that you check the service records. Little things like even where the seller lives. Location is a big part of purchasing a car for me. I want to turn up at someone's house. I don't really want to meet someone in a car park. So make sure that all the boxes are ticked with the services. It's all got the stamps. Everything's tickety-boo. You can run these cars, not really on a budget, but you can, if you're clever with where you get them serviced. I get mine serviced at the local garage. For one, it supports local garages, and Neil, my mechanic, he has worked on them before, so he knows them, as many mechanics will. And you really don't have to dash off to Land Rover main dealers, have your pants pulled down for most things. You can shop around, find the right parts. For instance, I've recently just put some newer tyres on this. I've gone with the Pirelli Scorpion Verdes, the all seasons, which are classed as 80% of a winter tyre. And I actually purchased them pre-worn, so second hand. Again, reputable seller, turn up at his house to buy them. They're off of a 2020 Jaguar F-Pace, so exactly the same tyre. So I went over them with a fine-tooth comb, no cracks in the sidewalls, obviously no air leaks. You know, I went over them with a fine-tooth comb, make sure the dates all line up, so they're all the same date. Had them professionally fitted and tracked and balanced, so yeah, we get another few years out of these and to save myself probably the best part of £1,000. I am actually looking forward to running this thing in the winter. Not that I'm looking forward to the winter, but with the timed heating, heated windscreens, heated steering wheel, heated seats, it's going to be a plush place to be. Issues to look out for. It's like any other car. Obviously, when you go to test drive it, make sure it engages gear, make sure it doesn't pummel out black smoke, make sure the engine ticks over, no timing chain rattles. You'll soon know a bad one. Make sure it doesn't pull to one side when you brake. Make sure all the interior electrics work. As far as engine issues go, Obviously it's diesel, so you've got an EGR valve, make sure it doesn't smoke on acceleration, make sure it ticks over well. You've got intercoolers, so you've got 2 silicon pipes running up either side. Check all the silicon pipes, coolant pipes for any leaks, cracks. But if there is any issues, 9 times out of 10 you will have the fault codes pop up on the dash, which leads me on to this thing. Anyone that's going out looking at buying one of these cars, this is an investment. iCarSoft. So it's a multi-system car diagnostics tool for Land Rover specifically, and it'll list this car on it. Pretty simple, he plugs into the OBD, and if anything pops up, it's good to know it's always in the dash, just to get you out of any predicaments. But I'd say invest in something like that. You can also plug it in and check certain service intervals, so make sure it's been serviced on time, which is crucial with these. It really is. I tend to get mine done a couple of thousand miles under its actual recommended mileage. Now they are heavy cars, so they do eat through tyres and brakes a lot more than like a Ford Focus would, but that's to be expected with the nature of the car. But just something to look out for: uneven tyre wear, brake shudder. It's a no-no. Now the dreaded air suspension. Everybody freaks out about the air suspension system on this, but it's actually relatively simple. You've got height sensors, you've got a compressor and airbags, and you can pick these parts up quite reasonably as well. So it's just something to look out for. Make sure the car's not sitting to one side, make sure it's not sitting too far back, too far forward. It's telltale signs that the airbags are leaking, and make sure all the ride heights work. You've got access mode, you've got normal driving mode, and then you've got the higher off-road setting. Make sure they all go up and they all sit nice and level in those settings. And with the automatic gearbox, the ZF gearbox, there's no real major issues with these as long as they've had a service. Just nice to get underneath and check the plate underneath the auto gearbox there is nice and clean and new. If it is, then it's usually been serviced. If not, if it's got the original one on, you want to get it serviced, because Land Rover state they're a seal for life unit, but anything with oil in it, you want to get it looked at. But if you are really looking at buying one of these Range Rover L322s, go out, test drive a few, but don't really be scared, don't be put off, go with your heart. If there are any faults, I'd probably walk away, but you'll know when you got the right one, you really will. Hope this has been helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think about depreciation. But I'm going to sit here and finish watching the sunset because it's a beautiful evening. Pembrokeshire is absolutely stunning. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Adios.